Ethan couldn't walk. He never had. He never would. His legs didn't work. But one day, he discovered something impossible, a gift that would let him fly. And that gift changed everything. This is a mystery story created for English listening and shadowing practice. I will speak slowly and clearly. You can pause the video and repeat at your own pace. This is not just a story about disability. It is a story about seeing the world differently and discovering that our limitations can become our greatest strengths. If you enjoy learning English with inspiring stories like this, subscribe to the channel. This helps me create more stories to help you improve your English naturally. Now, let's begin. Chapter 1, The Accident. My name is Ethan Cross. I'm 12 years old, and I've been in a wheelchair my whole life. I was born with a condition, spinal muscular atrophy. Big words for a simple problem. My legs don't work. Never have, never will. Most people feel sorry for me when they find out. They look at me with pity, say things like, "I'm so sorry," or "That must be so hard." But honestly, I don't remember anything different. This is just my life, my normal. The hard part isn't the wheelchair, it's how people treat me because of it. Like I'm broken, like I'm less than them, like I can't do anything. My parents try to be supportive, but I can see it in their eyes. The sadness, the guilt. Like it's their fault I can't walk. It's not anyone's fault, it just is. I live with my mum and dad in a small house. They modified everything for me. Ramps instead of stairs, lower counters, wider doorways, everything I need to be independent. But there's one thing they can't modify: the way people see me at school. Kids stare. Some are curious, some are mean. Most just avoid me. Like disability is contagious. I have one real friend. Her name is Maya. She's been my friend since kindergarten. She treats me like a normal person, not someone to pity, not someone to avoid, just Ethan. One day, Maya asked me something. "Do you ever wish you could walk?" "Sometimes," I admitted. "Mostly I wish people wouldn't make such a big deal about it." "What would you do if you could walk?" she asked. "I'd run," I said immediately, "as fast as I could. Feel the wind in my face, feel my feet hitting the ground, experience what everyone else takes for granted." "That must be hard," Maya said. "Wanting something you can't have." "It is," I agreed. "But you know what's harder?" "What?" "Watching everyone else do things effortlessly," I said. "Running, jumping, dancing. And knowing I'll never feel that." "I'm sorry," Maya said. "Don't be," I said. I'm used to it, but I wasn't. Not really. Every day was a reminder of what I couldn't do. Every time someone ran past me, every time I saw kids playing sports, every time I needed help with something simple. It hurt, but I learned to hide it, to smile, to pretend it didn't bother me. On my 12th birthday, something strange happened. My grandmother came to visit. I called her Nana Rose. She was old, very old, maybe 90, but her mind was still sharp. She brought me a present, a large box, wrapped in silver paper. "Open it," she said with a mysterious smile. I tore off the paper. Inside was a cloak, a beautiful cloak made of fabric that seemed to shimmer, change colors in the light. Blue, then silver, then purple. "What is it?" I asked. "It's a traveling cloak," Nana Rose said. "Your grandfather wore it, and his grandmother before him. Now it's yours." "It's beautiful," I said. "But I'm not sure I understand. Why would I need a traveling cloak? I can't exactly travel much." Nana Rose smiled. "This isn't an ordinary cloak, Ethan." "What do you mean?" She leaned close, whispered. "It's magic," I laughed. "Magic isn't real, Nana." "Isn't it?" she asked. Or put it on tonight, or when you're alone, and think about somewhere you want to go, anywhere in the world. Just think about it, and see what happens." I thought she was joking, or maybe losing her mind, but I humored her. "Okay, Nana, I'll try it." She smiled, kissed my forehead, and left. That night, I was alone in my room, looking at the cloak. It really was beautiful. The fabric felt soft, warm, almost alive. I put it around my shoulders, closed my eyes. Felt silly, but I thought about somewhere I wanted to go, the beach. I'd only been once, when I was little. My parents carried me to the water, let me feel the waves. It was beautiful. I wished I could go back, feel the sand, hear the ocean, see the sunset. Suddenly I felt strange, light, like I was floating. I opened my eyes and screamed. I was floating, actually floating, above my bed, above my wheelchair, in the air. "What's happening?" I said out loud. Then I realized something. The cloak, it was glowing, pulsing with light, and I was flying, actually flying. But what Ethan didn't know was that the cloak came with a price and a purpose he was about to discover. Chapter 2. The First Flight. I floated there, in my room, unable to believe what was happening. This couldn't be real. Magic didn't exist, but I was flying. There was no other explanation. "Okay," I said to myself, "I'd stay calm. Figure this out." I thought about moving forward, and I did. Glided across my room. I thought about going higher, and I rose, almost hit the ceiling. I thought about going down, and I descended gently back to my wheelchair. The moment I touched my chair, the glowing stopped. I was just sitting there, normal, except nothing was normal. I had just flown, actually flown. I looked at the cloak. It seemed ordinary now. No glow, no shimmer, just fabric. Was I dreaming? I pinched myself. It hurt. Not a dream. I put the cloak back on, closed my eyes, thought about flying again, and it happened. I lifted off, rose into the air. This time I wasn't scared. I was excited, thrilled, amazed. I thought about the beach, the place I wanted to go, and suddenly my window opened by itself. The cloak pulled me forward, out the window, into the night sky. "Wait," I tried to say, but I was already flying through the air. above my neighborhood, above the streets, above the trees. The wind rushed past me, cold, exhilarating. I could see everything. Houses lit up below, cars moving like toys, people walking, living their lives. Not knowing a boy was flying above them, I should have been terrified. But I wasn't. I felt free. For the first time in my life, truly free. No wheelchair, no limitations, no gravity, just flight. I flew for what felt like hours, but was probably minutes, toward the ocean. The cloak seemed to know where I wanted to go, guided me, protected me. Soon I saw it. The beach stretching out below, moonlight reflecting off the water, waves crashing on the shore. Beautiful. The cloak lowered me gently to the sand. I landed softly. Stood there. Stood. I looked down. I was standing on my own legs, on the sand. How? I whispered. I tried to take a step, and I did. My legs moved, responded, worked. I took another step, another. I was walking, actually walking, for the first time in my life. I started crying, tears of joy, of disbelief, of wonder. I walked to the water, let the waves touch my feet. Cold water, wet sand, sensations I'd never felt before. I laughed, ran, actually ran along the beach, feeling everything, the sand between my toes, the wind on my face, the freedom of movement. It was the most amazing experience of my life. I spent an hour there, walking, running, jumping, doing everything I'd always dreamed of. But then the cloak started glowing again, pulsing, like it was telling me something. Time to go home. I put the cloak back on properly, thought about home, and I lifted off, flew back, through the night, back to my neighborhood, back to my room. I floated through the window, landed in my wheelchair. The moment I sat down, my legs stopped working again, back to normal, back to paralyzed. But I didn't feel sad. I felt grateful for those moments, for that experience, for that gift. I took off the cloak, folded it carefully, put it in my closet, lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, replaying everything. Was it real? Or did I imagine it? I looked at my feet. There was sand between my toes. Real sand. From a real beach. It happened. It really happened. But using the cloak again would reveal something Ethan wasn't ready for. A truth about himself. And about others. Chapter 3. The Secret Gift. The next morning, I woke up thinking it was all a dream, but then I saw the sand still on my feet. It was real. All of it. At breakfast, my mum asked, "How was your night?" "Fine," I said, trying to act normal. "You seem happy," she said. "Just a good sleep," I lied. I couldn't tell her. Couldn't tell anyone. They'd think I was crazy. Or worse, they'd want to take the cloak. Study it. Use it. This was my secret. My gift. At school, I couldn't concentrate. All I could think about was the cloak, about flying, about walking, about freedom. Maya noticed. "You're distracted today," she said. "Just tired," I said. "You sure?" she asked. You seem different. Different how? I don't know, Maya said. Happier? More confident? Something changed. She was right. Something had changed. I had tasted freedom, and I wanted more. That night, I used the cloak again. Flew out my window. This time, I explored the city, flew over downtown, over the river, over the park. Everywhere I'd always wanted to go but couldn't. I landed in the park, walked around, felt the grass, climbed a tree. Did everything normal kids take for granted, but then I saw something that changed everything. A homeless man sitting on a bench, cold, hungry, alone. Most people walked past him, ignored him, pretended he wasn't there. But I saw him differently. Maybe because I knew what it was like to be invisible, to be someone people avoid, someone people don't want to acknowledge. I walked over. Hello, I said. The man looked surprised. Hi, he said quietly. Are you okay? I asked. I'm managing, he said. Are you cold? I asked. A little, he admitted. I looked at my cloak, this magical, beautiful cloak that gave me everything I wanted. And I made a decision. I took it off. Here, I said, take this. I can't take your coat, the man protested. Please, I said. You need it more than I do. The man took it, wrapped it around himself. Thank you, he said, tears in his eyes. You're very kind. I smiled. But inside I felt panic. What had I done? I just gave away my magic cloak, my only way to walk, to fly, to be free. The moment I gave it away, my legs stopped working again. I fell, hit the ground. The man jumped up. Are you okay? I can't walk, I said. I need my wheelchair. Where is it? The man asked. At home, I said. A few blocks away. The man looked at the cloak, then at me, and something strange happened. He put the cloak around my shoulders. I think you need this more than I do, he said gently. The cloak started glowing again. I stood up, legs working. How did you know? I asked. The man smiled. I can see things others can't. I've been homeless for 10 years, invisible to most people, but I see them, really see them, and I see you, a boy with a kind heart who gave away his most precious possession to help a stranger. Well, that's real magic, more powerful than any cloak. I didn't know what to say. Go home, the man said, but remember something. What? Or the cloak doesn't give you power, he said. It reveals the power you already have. The power to choose kindness, to see people others don't see, to help when you don't have to. That's what makes you special. Not the flying. I flew home that night, thinking about his words. The power to choose kindness, the power to see people. Maybe he was right. Maybe the real gift wasn't the cloak. Maybe it was learning to see the world differently. From my wheelchair, I saw things others didn't. I saw who helped, who ignored, who was kind, who was cruel. I saw the world from a different perspective, and that was valuable. maybe more valuable than walking. But Ethan was about to learn that his gift had a greater purpose, one that would test everything he believed about himself. Chapter 4. The Choice. Over the next few weeks, I used the cloak every night, but I used it differently, not just for myself, but to help others. I flew over the city, looking for people who needed help. I found a lost child, guided her back to her parents. I found an old woman who fell, got help for her. I found a car accident, called 911. I became a silent guardian, someone who saw problems others missed, someone who helped without being seen. It felt good, better than just flying for fun, better than just walking for myself. I was making a difference, but then something happened, something that made me question everything. Maya found out. I don't know how, but one night she was waiting in my room. When I flew back through the window, "Ethan," she said. I almost fell out of the air. "Maya, what are you doing here?" "I could ask you the same thing," she said. "You're flying." Actually flying. There was no point lying. She saw everything. "It's the cloak," I admitted. "My grandmother gave it to me. It's magic." Maya stared, processed, then said something unexpected. "That's amazing." "You're not freaking out?" I asked. "Why would I?" Maya said. "Hey, this is incredible. You can fly. You can walk. You can do anything." "I've been using it to help people," I said. "I know," Maya said. "I've been following you, watching. You've been helping so many people, Ethan." "You're like a superhero," I laughed. "I'm not a superhero. I'm just a kid with a magic cloak." "No," Maya said seriously. "You're more than that. Most people with power use it for themselves. But you're using it to help others, and that makes you special." Her words made me feel proud, but also scared. "What if someone else finds out?" I asked. "What if they try to take the cloak?" "We'll be careful," Maya said. "But Ethan, you have to keep using it. Too many people need help. You're the only one who can see them. The only one who cares enough to help." She was right. But I was also afraid. What if I made a mistake? What if someone got hurt because of me? What if the cloak stopped working? "I don't know if I'm strong enough for this," I admitted. "You are," Maya said firmly. "You're the strongest person I know, not because you can fly, but because even without the cloak, you face every day with courage. You deal with challenges most people can't imagine, and you still choose to be kind. That's real strength." The next night, something happened that tested that strength. I was flying over the city, looking for anyone who needed help. That's when I saw him. A man on a rooftop, 20 stories high, standing at the edge, about to jump. My heart stopped. I flew closer, quietly. The man was crying, talking to himself. "I can't do this anymore. I can't keep failing. Everyone would be better off without me." I had to do something, but what? If I flew down, he might jump from shock. If I called for help, it might be too late. I had to talk to him. Carefully, I landed on the rooftop, behind him, took off the cloak, sat in my wheelchair, made noise so he'd hear me. The man turned, saw me. "What are you doing up here?" he asked. "I could ask you the same thing," I said calmly. "How did you get up here?" he asked. "You're in a wheelchair." "Service elevator," I lied. "Same as you, I assume." The man looked confused. "Why are you here?" "I come here sometimes," I said. "To think, to see the city from above. It helps with perspective." The man stared at me. "You're in a wheelchair?" he repeated. "Yes," I said. "And you come up here to think?" "Why?" "Because from up here my problem seems smaller," I said. "The world seems bigger. I can see that there's more to life than just my struggles." The man was quiet. "What do you struggle with?" he finally asked. "I can't walk," I said, simply. "I've never walked. I never will. Every day I watch people do things I can't do. Every day I face challenges that seem impossible, but I'm still here." "Why?" the man asked. "Why keep going?" "Because giving up means I'll never see what happens next," I said. "Never see how the story ends. Never know what I might have accomplished, what I might have experienced, who I might have helped. But what if there's nothing good ahead?" the man asked. "What if it just keeps getting worse?" "Then at least I'll know I tried," I said. "At least I'll know I didn't give up. But here's the thing. It usually doesn't keep getting worse. Life is like waves. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, but the waves keep coming. And eventually, you're up again." The man started crying harder. "I lost my job," he said. "My wife left me. I can't pay my rent. I feel like such a failure." "You're not a failure," I said. "You're human. Humans struggle. Humans fall down, but we also get back up. We also find new jobs, new relationships, new homes. Nothing is permanent except the choice to keep going." The man looked at me, really looked at me. "How old are you?" he asked. 12, I said. "You're 12, he repeated, "and you're in a wheelchair. And you're telling me not to give up?" "Yes," I said simply. "Because if I can find reasons to keep going, so can you. My challenges aren't easier than yours. They're just different. But we both have the same choice. Give up or keep trying. I choose to keep trying. Every single day." The man stepped back from the edge. Slowly, carefully, sat down on the rooftop. "I'm so tired," he said. "I know," I said. "But tired doesn't mean done. Tired means rest. Then try again." We sat there together for an hour, talking about life, about struggles, about hope. Eventually, I convinced him to come down, to get help, to keep trying. As we left the rooftop, he said something. "Thank you. You saved my life tonight. A kid in a wheelchair saved my life." Well, that's humbling. "We all save each other," I said, "in different ways. You just have to be willing to see it." That night, flying home, I understood something. The cloak didn't make me special. It just gave me opportunities to help, to see, to choose kindness. But I could make those choices without the cloak too, every single day. In my wheelchair, in my normal life, I could choose to see people who were invisible, to help people who were struggling, to be kind when it was easier not to be. That was the real magic. Not flying, not walking, but choosing to be good. But Ethan's greatest test was still coming. A test that would force him to give up everything. Chapter 5. The Sacrifice. 3 months after I got the cloak, my grandmother got sick, very sick, cancer. The doctors said she didn't have long, maybe weeks, maybe days. I visited her in the hospital every day after school. She looked so small in that bed, so fragile. Nothing like the strong grandmother I knew. "How are you, Nana?" I asked one day. "I've been better," she said with a weak smile. "Have you been using the cloak?" "Every night," I said. "Good," she said. "That's good." "Nana?" I asked. "Why did you give it to me? Why not someone else? Someone who could use it better?" Nana Rose took my hand. "Because you needed it," she said. "Not to walk, but to see." "See what?" "That your disability isn't a weakness," she said. "It's a perspective. You see the world differently than others. You see people others don't see. You understand struggle in a way others can't. That makes you perfect for the cloak, perfect for helping people." "But I can't walk without it," I said. "You don't need to walk to help people," Nana Rose said. "You just need to see them, to care about them, to choose kindness. You can do that with or without the cloak." A few days later, Nana Rose got worse, much worse. The doctors said it was only a matter of hours. My family gathered around her bed, saying goodbye, telling her we loved her. Nana Rose was barely conscious, but she squeezed my hand, looked at me with those wise eyes. "The cloak," she whispered. "What about it?" I asked. "I'll pass it on," she said, "when you're ready, to someone who needs it, someone who will use it well." "I will," I promised. She smiled, closed her eyes. And a few hours later, she died. I cried for days. Nana Rose was gone. The person who gave me the most amazing gift, who believed in me, who saw me as special. At her funeral, I wore the cloak, hidden under my jacket, wanting to feel close to her. After the funeral, a woman approached me. She was young, maybe 30, in a wheelchair, like me. "You're Ethan, right?" she asked. "Yes," I said. "I'm Dr. Sarah Chen," she said. "I was your grandmother's doctor. I'm so sorry for your loss." "Thank you," I said. "She was an amazing woman." "She was," Dr. Chen agreed. "She told me about you, about your condition, and about how strong you are." "I'm not that strong," I said. "You're stronger than you think," Dr. Chen said. "I know because I'm like you." She gestured to her wheelchair. "I've been paralyzed for 5 years. Car accident. I was a surgeon before. Now I can't even hold a scalpel steady." "I'm sorry," I said. Me too, she said. Every day I think about what I lost, what I can't do anymore. It's hard. She paused. Your grandmother told me something before she died. She said you had a gift, that you could help people in ways others can't. I didn't understand what she meant, but she made me promise to find you, to tell you something. Well, what? That the hospital needs volunteers, Dr. Chen said. People to visit patients who are alone, and to talk to people who are struggling, or to bring comfort. She thought you'd be perfect for it, because you understand struggle. You understand what it's like to face challenges every day. I thought about it. I'd like that, I said. Over the next few months, I started volunteering, visiting patients at the hospital, talking to them, listening to them, helping them feel less alone. I met people with all kinds of problems, physical, mental, emotional, and I realized something. Everyone was struggling with something. Everyone felt broken in some way, and everyone needed someone to see them, to really see them. Not their problems, not their disabilities, but them, their humanity, their worth. I could do that, with or without the cloak. One day, I met a girl. She was 8 years old. Her name was Lily. She had just lost her legs in an accident. She was angry, sad, refusing to try her prosthetics, refusing to go to physical therapy, refusing to accept what happened. I wheeled into her room. "Hi, Lily," I said. "I'm Ethan." "Go away," she said. "I don't want to talk." "That's okay," I said. "I'll just sit here." "You don't have to talk." I sat there for an hour, in silence, just being present. Finally, Lily spoke. "Why are you in a wheelchair?" she asked. "I was born with a condition," I said. "I've never walked." "Never?" she asked. "Never." "And then you don't understand," Lily said. "I could walk, I could run, and now I can't. I lost something. You never had it. It's different." "You're right," I said. "It is different. Well, but we're both here, in wheelchairs, facing a world that wasn't built for us, and we both have a choice." "What choice?" "But to give up or keep trying," I said. "To be angry at what we lost, or grateful for what we have. To see our disability as the end of our story or the beginning of a new chapter." "I have nothing to be grateful for," Lily said bitterly. "Yes, you do," I said. "You're alive. Your family loves you. You have your whole life ahead of you. Different than you planned, but still valuable, still meaningful, still yours." Lily was quiet. "It's not fair," she finally said. "No," I agreed. "It's not. Life isn't fair, but it's still worth living." "How do you know?" she asked. "Because I've lived 12 years that many people said weren't worth living," I said. 12 years in a wheelchair, unable to do things others do easily. And you know what? But those 12 years were amazing. I've had friends, adventures, experiences. I've helped people, made a difference, lived a life worth living. Not despite my wheelchair, but including it. Because my wheelchair doesn't define me, It's just part of my story. Just like your prosthetics will be part of yours. Lily looked at me with tears in her eyes. Will it get easier? She asked. Yes, I said honestly. Not right away. But eventually, you'll adapt. You'll find new ways to do things. You'll discover strengths you didn't know you had. And one day, you'll help someone else, someone who's struggling, and you'll understand their pain. Because you've been there, and that's the gift of struggle. It gives you empathy. It makes you able to help others. That's powerful. That conversation changed Lily. She started trying, started working with her prosthetics, started accepting her new life, and watching her grow gave me an idea. That night, I took out the cloak, looked at it, this magical, beautiful gift that let me fly, let me walk, let me experience freedom, and I made a decision. I folded it carefully, wrote a note, and left it at the hospital with Dr. In Chen. The note said that this cloak is special. Please give it to someone who needs it more than I do. Someone who's given up hope. Someone who needs to remember magic exists. Use it wisely. And when you're done, pass it on. That's what my grandmother taught me, to give when you have, to help when you can, to see people who need seeing. Ethan, Dr. Chen, called me the next day. Ethan, I found your note and the cloak. Are you sure about this? Yes, I said, but it's special. I know, I said. That's why it needs to help more people, not just me. But what about you? Dr. Chen asked. Don't you need it? I did, I said. It taught me I could do anything. Showed me I wasn't limited by my wheelchair. Gave me confidence. But now I understand. I don't need magic to be special. I don't need to fly to help people. I just need to choose kindness every single day. That's the real magic. Dr. Chen was quiet, then said, Your grandmother was right about you. You are special. So are you, I said. So is everyone who chooses to help. Magic isn't in cloaks or miracles. It's in the choice to care. But Ethan's story wasn't over. In fact, it was just beginning. Chapter 6. The Real Magic. 2 years passed. I was 14 now, still in my wheelchair, still volunteering at the hospital, still helping people who felt broken. But something had changed. I had changed. I no longer saw my wheelchair as a limitation. I saw it as a tool, a way to connect with people who felt different, a way to show them that disability doesn't mean inability, that struggle doesn't mean failure, that being different can be powerful. My volunteer work grew. I started a support group for kids with disabilities, kids who felt alone, who felt broken, who felt like they didn't belong. We met every week, shared our stories, our struggles, our victories. We supported each other, reminded each other that we mattered, that we were valuable, that we were enough. One day, Maya came to me with news. Ethan, you won't believe this. What? The city wants to give you an award, she said. The Youth Volunteer Award, for all your work at the hospital, for your support group, for helping so many people. That's amazing, I said. but I felt uncomfortable. "What's wrong?" Maya asked. "And I didn't do it for awards," I said. "I did it because it was right." "I know," Maya said, "but people want to recognize you. They want to celebrate you. Let them." The award ceremony was big. Hundreds of people, city officials, hospital staff, families I had helped. When they called my name, I wheeled to the stage. Someone helped me up the ramp. The mayor handed me a plaque. "Ethan Cross," he said. "You have shown this city what true strength looks like. Not the strength to walk, but the strength to help others, to see people who are invisible, to choose kindness when it would be easier to choose bitterness. You are an inspiration. Thank you." Everyone clapped. But then the mayor said something else. "Ethan, would you like to say a few words?" I wasn't prepared for a speech, but I took the microphone, looked at all the faces, and spoke from my heart. "Thank you for this honor," I said. "But I need to tell you something. I'm not special because I'm in a wheelchair. I'm not inspiring because I have a disability. I'm just a person who chose to help. And anyone can do TT. We all feel broken sometimes. We all need help, and we all have the power to give help. And that's what makes us human, not our abilities, but our choices. So I challenge everyone-ish." Someone who feels invisible, someone who needs help, and help them. Not because you'll get an award, not because people will praise you, but because it's right. Because we're all in this together. Because your kindness might save someone's life. It saved mine. The room was silent. Then someone started clapping. Then another person. Then everyone. Standing ovation. After the ceremony, dozens of people approached me, wanting to volunteer, wanting to help, wanting to make a difference. I gave them information about the hospital, about the support group, about opportunities to help. One person who approached me surprised me, Dr. Chen. "Ethan," she said, "that was a beautiful speech." "Thank you," I said. "I have something for you," she said. She handed me a package. I opened it. Inside was the cloak, my cloak. "And why are you giving this back?" I asked. "Because its work here is done," Dr. Chen said. Over the past 2 years, this cloak has helped 12 people. 12 people who were ready to give up. It gave them hope, showed them magic was possible, reminded them that limitations aren't permanent, and then they passed it on, just like you did. But now it's time for it to come home, to the person who understands its true purpose. "I don't need it anymore," I said. "I know," Dr. Chen said. "But maybe you're meant to pass it on to someone else. Someone new. Someone who needs to learn what you learned." I looked at the cloak, remembered everything it taught me, about courage, about kindness, about seeing beyond limitations. "I know exactly who needs this," I said. That evening, I visited Lily. She was 10 now, walking on prosthetics, doing well, but still struggling sometimes, still feeling different, still feeling broken. "Hi, Lily," I said. "Hi, Ethan," she said with a smile. "I have something for you," I said. I handed her the package. "What is it?" "Open it," I said. She opened it, saw the cloak. "It's beautiful," she said. "It's more than beautiful," I said. "It's magic." I told her everything, about the cloak, about flying, about walking, about all the adventures I had. Lily listened with wide eyes. "So this is really magic?" she asked. "Yes," I said. But the magic isn't in the cloak. Or the magic is in what it teaches you." "Well, what does it teach?" "That you're not limited by what you think you can't do," I said. "And that disability is just a different way of experiencing the world. That your struggles give you strength. And that your differences make you special. And most importantly, that you have the power to help others. That's the real magic." Lily held the cloak carefully. "Why me?" she asked. "Because you're ready," I said. "Ready to learn, ready to grow, ready to help others who feel the way you once felt." "But I'm not brave like you," Lily said. "You are," I said. "You just don't see it yet, but you will. The cloak will show you." That night, I imagined Lily trying the cloak, flying for the first time, walking for the first time, experiencing that joy, that freedom, that magic. And I smiled, because I knew what she would learn. What I learned, that magic isn't about flying. It's about seeing yourself as valuable, seeing others as worthy of help, seeing that your limitations don't define you. Your choices do. The legacy 10 years later. I'm 24 now, still in my wheelchair, still helping people. But now I work full-time as a counselor at the same hospital where I once volunteered, helping people with disabilities, helping people who feel broken, showing them they're not broken, just different, and different is powerful. My support group is still going, now with hundreds of members, people of all ages, all disabilities, all struggles, all supporting each other, all choosing kindness. Maya is still my best friend. She became a doctor, works at the same hospital. Together, we help people every day. One afternoon, someone came to my office, a young woman, maybe 20, walking confidently, but I recognized her immediately. "Lily?" I said. "Hi, Ethan," she said, with a huge smile. "Look at you," I said, "all grown up." "I came to thank you," she said. "For what?" "For the cloak," she said, "for believing in me, for showing me I could help others." "Did you use it?" I asked. "For 5 years," she said, "and it taught me everything you said it would, and more. It showed me that my prosthetics aren't limitations, or they're part of my story, part of what makes me, me. I'm proud of them now." "That's wonderful," I said. "But more than that," Lily continued, "the cloak taught me to help others. I became a physical therapist. I work with kids who just lost their limbs, kids who feel hopeless, kids like I was, and I help them, not just with physical therapy, but with hope, with perspective, with the knowledge that they can do anything." "That's amazing, Lily," I said. "It's because of you." she said. And the cloak? Where is it now? I asked. I passed it on, she said, to a teenager who needed it, just like you passed it to me. And he'll pass it on when he's ready. That's how it works. That's the real magic. Teaching others to see their own magic. We talked for hours about life, about helping people, about the legacy of kindness. Before she left, Lily said something. You know what the cloak taught me most? What? It's that you don't need magic to fly, she said. You just need courage. Courage to be yourself. Courage to help others. Courage to see beyond limitations. That courage is the real superpower, and you taught me that. After she left, I sat in my office, thinking about everything, about the cloak, about my grandmother, about all the people I'd helped, and I realized something. The cloak was never about flying. It was about learning to see yourself clearly, to see others compassionately, to see possibilities instead of limitations. That's what my grandmother wanted me to learn. That's what she wanted me to teach others. And that legacy continues through me, through Lily, through everyone who learns that disability isn't inability, that struggle isn't failure, that being different is powerful, that kindness is magic, real magic, the kind that changes lives, the kind that lasts forever. My friends, Ethan's story teaches us something profound, something our society desperately needs to understand. We live in a world that values physical ability above almost everything, that sees disability as tragedy, as something to fix, as something to pity. But Ethan learned a different truth. Disability isn't tragedy, it's perspective. When you experience the world differently, you see things others miss. You see people who are invisible. You understand struggles others can't imagine. You develop empathy that comes only from living with challenges. That's not weakness, that's strength. Ethan could have spent his life bitter about what he couldn't do, angry about his limitations, resentful of people who could walk. But he chose differently. He chose to see his wheelchair not as a prison, but as a tool for connection, a way to understand others who felt different, a way to help people who felt broken. The cloak gave him the ability to fly, to walk, to experience what he thought he needed. But in the end, he gave it away because he realized the truth. He didn't need to fly to be free. He didn't need to walk to be whole. He was already complete, already valuable, already powerful, not despite his disability, but including it. The lesson here applies to all of us, not just people with physical disabilities. We all have limitations, mental, emotional, social, economic. We all struggle with something. We all feel broken sometimes. And society tells us that's bad, that we need to hide our struggles, pretend we're perfect, act like we have it all together. But that's a lie. Our struggles are what make us human. Our limitations are what give us compassion. Our challenges are what teach us strength. When we hide them, we miss the opportunity to help others. When we embrace them, we become powerful. Ethan's grandmother gave him a magic cloak. But the real gift wasn't the cloak. It was the lesson it taught. That you are more than your limitations, that your struggles have purpose, that your differences are valuable, that you have the power to help others. Not because you're perfect, but because you're human, because you've struggled, because you understand pain, because you choose kindness. That's the real magic. Not flying, not walking, but choosing to see people who are invisible, choosing to help people who are struggling, choosing to believe that everyone has value, including yourself. So if you're struggling with something today, if you feel broken, if you feel less than, remember Ethan's story. Remember that your limitations don't define you, your choices do. And you can choose to see yourself as valuable, to see your struggles as teachers, to see your differences as strengths. You can choose to help others, to show compassion, to spread kindness. That's your superpower, not perfection, not ability, but humanity. And that's the most powerful magic of all. Thank you so much for listening to The Boy Who Couldn't Walk. What an incredible journey we shared. Ethan's story shows us that our limitations can become our greatest gifts. That disability doesn't mean inability, that being different is powerful. What did you think of this story? Did it change how you see disability? Did it change how you see your own struggles? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. I love reading your reflections. And if this story touched your heart, please subscribe to this channel. Hit that subscribe button right now. It helps me create more meaningful stories like this. Stories that teach important lessons. Stories that help you practice English. Stories that inspire you to see the world differently. Turn on notifications so you never miss a new story. Remember, you can listen to this story as many times as you want. You can pause and repeat. You can practice shadowing. Take your time with your English learning journey. Just like Ethan learned, your limitations don't define you. Your courage does. Your kindness does. Your choices do. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Thank you for practicing your English. Thank you for opening your heart to Ethan's story. I hope you carry his lesson with you. You don't need magic to be special. You don't need to be perfect to be valuable. You just need to choose kindness. And that's something we can all do every single day. Until next time, my friends, keep learning, keep growing, and keep choosing compassion. Goodbye and good luck with your English journey. Remember, your differences aren't weaknesses. They're your superpowers. Use them to help others. That's the real magic. See you in the next story.